Hello. Now we're moving on. So this lesson is also brought to you again by Chile de Pollo con Frijoles. You gotta endorse, contracted. So anyway, so we got the problem of the day. John, as a plumber, gets paid $50 plus $45 each hour he works. So if H is the number of hours he worked and P is what John gets paid, what equation would represent John's pay below? Is it A, B, C, or D? And then once we get that, if he worked 3.5 hours, how much would he get paid? So 50 plus what? So P is what he gets paid. So it's going to be P equals something. 45 plus 50 plus 45 H. So they're in green, B. So $50 plus 45 times the number of hours, right? So if he works 3.5 hours, you plug in 3.5 and work that out. You get $207.50. Boom. All right, so we're going to learn to solve multi-step equations, variables on the same side. So it's a little different. The other types, they kind of look a little different, but it's variables on the same side still. So this is a little different looking here. So we got x plus 6, divide all of that, divided by 5 equal to 10. So you still want to get x by itself, all right? So it's a little different. So the expression x plus 6 is what? That whole thing is being divided by 5. So the whole thing is being divided by 5. So do the inverse operation, which is multiply. What do you suppose we multiply by? 5. So it's no different. So if you see this right here, we used to just have x over 5. We would multiply by 5. So this is actually, this right here actually is really like it being in parentheses. It's like one whole thing. So you have to, it's x plus 6 all divided by 5. You multiply by 5, and then you get x plus 6 equal to 50. So the 5's cancel out. All right, just like if it was just x over 5, like in a one-step equation. All right, so then we just now take x. So basically, we just continue it in step 2. We just solve for the x. Now it's 1. Now you don't have the fraction to deal with anymore. So you just what? There you go. Look at that, beautiful. Nothing big, no big deal. Just doing inverse operations. If you remember that, that's 90% of the battle there. So this time we're going to try to get 7y plus 3 divided by 4 equals 6. So we're going to try to get that 4 out of the way so there's no more fraction. We just don't, when we're dealing with fractions and equations, you always try to rewrite a new equation where there's not a fraction. So the inverse of dividing by 4 is multiply by 4, right? So that's what we're going to do. All right, so we're going to do that, and then that's going to give us this new equation here. 7y plus 3 equal 24, because that's going to cancel out those 4s. All right, so now step 2 is just solve that. So subtract 3. Boom, 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 boom. Look at that right there. It's a beautiful piece of work right there. So you subtract 3 to both sides. Then that leaves you a new equation. Divide by 7. Boom, equal to 3. Boom. Yeah. Boom. My wife just said boom. My wife is going to bed, so she's listening to my math lesson, so it helps her go to sleep. All right. So now I've got 3 times. So we got example 3. So let's work that out. So first thing we're going to do is, I don't like all that mess on the left side. It's like, what? I'm going to get rid of that parentheses. I'm going to simplify that side. Remember our simplifying lesson? Let's simplify that. So 2 times 5x minus 2 times 10. So we're going to rewrite that as 10x minus 20 plus 6. I still got like terms on the left side of the equal sign, so I'm going to rewrite that. Now I got 10x minus 14 equal 26. And you guessed it, now we just solve this equation. So now we're going to get that negative 14, the minus 14, and 26, they're like terms. They want to be together, so let's get them on the same side. Let's get rid of that 14. So we add 14 to both sides. That zeroes out. Leaves me with just 10x on the left side, because that minus 14 plus 14 zeroes out. Leaves me with 10x on the left equal to 26 plus 14 equal to 40 on the right. And you guessed it, inverse operation of 10 times x, but you're not guessing anymore because you know how to do this. And you love that my head talks to you and not my mouth. See, look at that right there. Just my head's talking to you. Yes, and you get 4. Oh, now you see my mouth. Just kidding. Y'all were fooled for a minute. All right, so now we do the same thing here. So let's undo, let's use the parentheses here. So let's do it. So distribute. So first thing we're going to do is that deal with this part right in here. And -3 goes with that. So -3 times that gives me -18 here. All right, and then -3 times +5 is -15 here. So I write that there. There you go. And then I just bring that 9 down. Of course, we already brought the 8 down. And now we can combine like terms. Boom. Look at that. So 8 minus 9 minus 8 plus 9, 8 minus 15 plus 9, you get that. That gives you -18y. And then let's see here, and then losing my brain. Oh yeah, 8 minus 15 plus 9, sorry, is 2, and then minus 18y is left because there's no like term to go with -18y. Now we can subtract 2. I lost my train of thought there. That's why you write this stuff down, kids. That's why you write this seriously, though. I mean, I do tend to be silly, but that's why you write it down, because sometimes your brain goes and you forget what you've done. So write down your equation, your steps, so that way you can, oh, okay, that's what I did. So now you're just doing what you just did. Now we just work that out. New equation, try to break it down until we get nothing left. Now you get 24 divided by 18, you can just leave it as a fraction there, all right, because -24 divided by -18 is positive 24. Then reduce it, divide each of those by 6. If you put it in a calculator, 24 divided by 18, you get like 1.333333. But you can leave it as 4/3. All right, so there's some practice. There's a little bit more steps involved, but you know, you're going to use your skills of simplifying like terms. Sometimes you got to use your distributive property. You know, you're trying to get all that done, and then you try to just, then once you get all that kind of cleaned up, you add and subtract to both sides, get your x by itself, and then you're good to go there. Now, I've just noticed that I think I put the wrong practice problem, so I'll have the right ones for the lesson. So I'll make sure of that. All right, so this is just the wrong slide. And then that's the right quiz. So there you go. Happy learning. Math rocks. You guys rock.